Welcome to the show radio. And now, here is your host, Andrew Alliance.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for downloading episode 313 of the show radio. This is your source for tech, gaming, and entertainment news. The show is on iTunes, Android, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. Head over to theshowradio.info and check out my past shows. And while you're there, subscribe and tell a friend about the show. Now, this particular episode is going to be highlighting my friend, MissDJM. And she is absolutely amazing, a dear friend, and I really do appreciate her. So we're going to talk to her. And also, definitely want to highlight my sponsors, ProXPN. Head over to theshowradio.info/ProXPN. And use the promo code SHORAM for 20% off the lifetime of your account. Audible has over 180,000 plus audiobooks to choose from. Get your first audiobook free with a 30-day trial. Sign up today at theshowradio.info/audiobook. Once again, that's theshowradio.info/audiobook. Now, MissDJM, she is a streamer, sponsored by Green Man Gaming. Also chills and hangs out with girl streamers. She's absolutely amazing. So listen to her journey, and I hope you enjoy. So let's do this. So right now I'm talking to MissDJM, one of my faves. I have a few faves. She is definitely one of my faves. Person to, yeah, I mean, it's really, because one of the things that I definitely want to say about you is you've always been consistent, whether, you know, I've been up or I've been down, you know, different things that I've done, you know, pivoting, you know, with the show or even doing videos or going back to podcasting or whatever. You've always been there and you've always been consistent. I really, really do appreciate that. So welcome back, really.
I know, it's been such a long time too. I mean, we talk here and there online, but to have this actual type of conversation, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a long time. So, you know, San Diego ComicCon, you definitely went there. So I know you had a lot of fun. You did a couple of different things there. So we're going to talk about that. And also some trailers that I did see, you know, want to run by you what your thoughts on those trailers and even what you're watching now. Are you like a big, you know, show person, TV person, you know, and I'm going like all over the place and I like this format right now. So what are you watching these days, like right now?
I almost feel like, what am I not watching? I literally just finished watching Stranger Things a couple hours ago.
Okay. And
it's funny because I didn't hear about it at all. I didn't hear about it before it came out, nothing. And then all of a sudden I just saw this blow up on Twitter of like, go check out this, go check out that. And I finally did. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I missed any trailers or announcement for it because it was such a good show. And I binge watched it. I'm going to admit that. Winona Ryder was phenomenal in it. The story was really good. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but if you have to watch something, definitely watch that now.
Okay. How many, is it 13 episodes or how did
No, it's only 8 episodes. That's the sad part. There's only 8 episodes. And the nice thing is that they did announce that they will be having a season 2. So I'm super excited about that.
Okay, so one thing I did notice about Stranger Things, I was on YouTube the other day and I noticed that they have like these after shows for each episode. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so when you go to Netflix, right, and then you go... I'm actually going to it right now, and I'm going to tell you what I see. You know, since we're being like really random today, I like this. So under videos for Netflix US and Canada, there's a lot of Stranger Things videos. You know, I don't know if they kept them on there, but I'm trying to go there now. Let me see.
And that's all on Netflix? Okay, see, I never go on the site. I don't think it shows that like on their apps.
Okay, so yeah, so if you go a week ago for Stranger Things, they have these after shows on Netflix, and they're like 50 minutes, 36 minutes, 31 minutes, and it's for that particular show, Stranger Things. So I kind of like ran through. I shouldn't say run through that. I kind of like glanced at that when I was on Netflix, YouTube page, if you will. And so that's extra content for you. I mean, I don't know exactly what they're going to talk about on those particular things. Like, for example, I'll click I'll copy a link and then I'll throw it in the chat and I'll show you what I'm talking about real quick. So let me go
I'll have to
here.
check that out after. I didn't know anything about that. And of course, Netflix doesn't let me log in right now.
Yeah, right. That's like, we're not gonna let you do that. So it's not on Netflix. It's actually on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Oh,
Right, it's on
okay.
YouTube. So I'm trying to go to. So now, all right. So I just put the link in there. Look at that. And
Oh, that's the season finale too. Oh, not well. That's finale. Okay.
so they have. I don't know if they have one for every single episode for that particular show, but they have a lot of content after that for the show.
Wow, that's smart. It's kind of like, what if they took cues from like shows like The Talking Dead?
Right. Now, is it scary? Like, what is it like? What can you tell me about it since I haven't watched it yet?
It's-
Like,
Based off of the title alone, I like the title alone for whatever reason. I thought it had to do with aliens.
okay,
I can tell you right now, there's no aliens.
okay,
But it is kind of a scary thing. It's very suspenseful. It's like it takes place in, I believe it's the 70s. And what I adore is that there's these four boys and they're really good friends. I think they're like 11 or 12 years old, and from the first episode they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it was so stinking adorable. And how they got into it, and just builds off of that. And I'm trying to be vague but descriptive at the same time. When they start off with them playing Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of theme and feel and how the story plays out is almost pulled throughout all 8 episodes. So it's like they always revert back to that, like when they're playing D&D, like, oh, it's like, remember we were doing this and you threw a fireball at that. It's that same situation. Or is this was one time we came across these monsters and we decided to split up and it didn't work out for us. They take those situations from when they were playing and they're applying it to this real world thing that's happening to them and trying to figure out stuff. And these are like 12-year-old boys that are trying to help this little girl that they don't know. And this little girl has these superpowers. And I think she was being used to spy on the Russians. Mm-hmm. And then later on, there's this creature that's coming after them that they're trying to save her from and trying to save their best friend from. And I really don't want to spoil it. I feel like I'm really bad at this too, because I know I always end up giving away too much information and I ruin it for somebody. So I'm gonna hold myself back from that.
okay. So I'll ask this: Is it a remake?
No, it is not.
Okay. Okay. So it's a fresh look on stuff. You know what I like about Netflix though, and I've been talking about Netflix with other guys, and the thing that we're saying about Netflix right now is it is the new television, right?
Yes.
And even though we have other things like Hulu and Amazon Prime, Netflix is getting so many different new shows, and they're removing and adding, it seems like, every month. I think that's what they do. That's their process right now. But it's so much going on right now with Netflix. I feel like I'm so far behind with shows that I really want to watch. I'm a little overwhelmed, and it's kind of weird because you can watch at any time, but technically you can't, because at a certain point they're going to remove certain things off of the platform. Now, I don't think that's, completely accurate, because I'm just speaking based on what I've seen. But what I will say is it seems like the Netflix highlight shows feel like they're here to stay. You know what I mean?
You mean like the ones that is Netflix originals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't think they'll ever get rid of them, but bringing that up, I think that Netflix is killing it with their originals at the same time.
For sure.
I love what they do, and I understand what you mean by feeling overwhelmed, because I feel like there's the pressure of like, oh my God, you have this on there. I don't know how long you're going to have it on. Should I watch it now before you take it away?
Right.
But when it comes to their originals, I don't have that fear, that worry that, oh, okay, well, you're going to have it on here, but in 6 months you're going to take it off. I feel like, okay, I can take my time. I mean, it doesn't work out. I still end up binging on them, but I know I'm like, I can watch this next week and I'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely they have so much stuff on there. You know, I'm happy about it because I know that when the price change was getting ready to happen, because I know we were paying like what $7.99 for a while, and
Yeah.
then the price change was like what $9.99 now or something like that. I think the upgrade or whatever or the
Yeah, I think it
shift.
is.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, I should be complaining because I used to pay for cable and the cable bill was like a 150 something or whatever it was for triple play. That's when we did have triple play. You know what I mean? Like now, you're paying $10 for, Netflix, about the same for Hulu and Amazon Prime. So you're looking at 30 versus the 150. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a big difference in the actual bill, for that. So I can't really be mad at the $2 up, upcharge, if you will.
Oh, I wasn't. I know a lot of people who were, but I was perfectly fine with it. And because of Hulu and Netflix, and I also have Amazon Prime, I pretty much canceled my cable bill. So I don't have cable anymore. Which the beautiful thing is, I also did the extra to Hulu. For Hulu, I think I paid $12 so that I have no commercials.
Okay.
That's the beautiful thing. I have not seen a single commercial in almost 2 years. And when I do, and I'm like, oh, I don't miss this. And it's kind of funny because I'm like, oh, have you seen this commercial? I'm like, no. I don't even know what commercial you're talking about.
So now, what do you watch more? What platform are you on more? Is it Netflix or Hulu or something?
Hulu. I'm on Hulu a little bit more.
Okay, what are you watching there?
Oh man, there's a lot. I watch Goldbergs. I watch Wayward Pines, Vikings.
Now, Vikings is going on season 4, right?
4, is it 5? I think it's 5.
It's 5. Are they wrapping
Well,
that
I
up?
think they're recording 5. So I
They're
watched
recording
all
5.
of season 4 already.
Okay.
And oh my goodness, I don't know why I was late to that party for Vikings too, because I didn't start watching Vikings until I think 2 or 3 months ago. And then I'm like fully all caught up now. Such a good show.
What about Tyrant? Do you watch Tyrant? Have you heard of that show?
I have heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Okay. So
There's
I won't say anything about it.
oh,
One of
there's
my
one that
favorite show right now.
the one that I'm kind of growing to be my favorite. It's with what's that actor's name? James Franco. It's called 11/22/63.
Okay.
Have you watched that one?
No, is that Amazon Prime?
No, it's all on Hulu. It's a Hulu original.
Really?
Yeah. It's very interesting that okay, now that you bring this original thing in Amazon stuff, I love the competition between Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon that they're all coming out with their originals. And I feel when those type of networks, I guess you can call them, have those things, I feel like they have almost more freedom and more creative reign to do what they want as compared to what's on cable.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I kind of look at it like the exclusives. Like every system has a fighting game exclusive kind of thing. So these companies are having exclusive stuff for them. So you actually want to go there.
Yeah, I see that too. But since I have all three, I'm like, I'm just not gonna fight. I just like that you're just making stuff,
Right.
and it's probably better than what I can find on cable because they don't like Daredevil. I feel like has as raw as Daredevil was, like you can't have that on cable.
Right. Well, I mean, you can technically maybe HBO or something like that, or FX maybe.
Maybe on one of those channels.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as I don't think there's anybody else that would want to carry that, you know.
It would be on HBO, but then even that is like a special add-on to your cable bill.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Now, okay, so here's a question for you: DC or Marvel for you?
DC.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Batman.
Batman.
just Batman.
Okay,
Well,
that's
at the
it?
same time, no. Like the way that I've always seen it, and I don't know. I feel like if I say this and your listeners listen, I'm just gonna get these hate tweets.
No,
But
say it. Say
the way
it.
that I see it was I like Marvel and I like DC, but why I like DC more is I always feel it's a little bit grittier and darker, and than Marvel, which I feel is just set to be friendly and for everyone.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I like okay, let's just go with the more recent their movies and their universe for both of their movie sets over there. I like how their movies are dark and I didn't mind that Batman killed. And I know I just kind of whispered that because a lot of people didn't like that Batman killed.
Okay.
I kind of like that. Whereas Marvel and their Avengers and what was that last one? Civil War. It was just like it was such a friendly battle in a way. And I'm like, okay, well, you guys are supposed to be at war with each other. I feel like you're more bickering and you're trying to be like a little bit friendly for all the families and the children. And that's not the way I see it. I don't even know if I'm explaining this correctly, but basically I like DC more because it's just a darker tone for me.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna let you roll with it, but what about the recent shows? Because you were first. Okay. So you were mentioning the movie side of things. What about the recent shows that you've seen on Netflix, like Daredevil, or
Oh,
maybe Jessica
okay.
Jones, or stuff like that, or maybe the Luke Cage stuff. You know what I
If
mean?
you include the TV shows, if you include the TV shows, then
Right.
I pull a little more to Marvel because of what they did with Daredevil
Okay.
and and Jessica Jones, and I love what they did, but I feel that's just because Netflix can go there
Okay.
and they can be darker and they can be a little bit more gruesome. Whereas all of DC stuff, their shows are all mainly on cable. They're like Gotham,
Right.
and which is kind of funny because I don't like Gotham as much. So I
Supergirl.
like what Marvel is doing and having that partnership with Netflix.
Supergirl for you?
Yeah, I like Supergirl. I like
Okay.
Supergirl. It's what's funny is that it took me a little while to like Supergirl because it was a little bit too cheesy for me and I couldn't get into it as much. But then when I took a step back and realized I'm like, it had some elements that made me like Smallville. And I like Smallville, and I think that show's a little bit cheesy and it's very good and lighthearted. And I have to remember that when it comes to like Superman and Supergirl, they're kind of both very, very down to earth, easy characters. They're really, really nice. So they're supposed to be a little bit cheesy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it took me a while too. I think it took me a couple of episodes before I was like, you know what? It's I love it, and I was fighting it. I was fighting not to love it, you know. But I started running through like most of the episodes. I think I'm almost done with it. So definitely enjoying that. So let's talk about we're talking about the world of movies and different things like that. You recently took the epic trip that you take. It seems like every year. You
My
know.
pilgrimage to San
Yeah.
Diego Comic-Con.
Exactly. So what was that like? Talk about some of the highlights for this show for you, and why do you continue to go?
I just find it such a beautiful thing to go to this event with so many people who love the same things that you do. And maybe it's not the same exact thing. Maybe they don't like DC, but they like Marvel. But in the end, they can recognize, like, but you like comics, and that's awesome. Or you like superheroes, or you like video games. And I feel you can be there, be yourself, and not have to worry about, as corny as it is, to hide that inner geek from everybody else. Because I know when I'm at home, I still get kind of ridiculously made fun of. I'm like, oh, you like cartoons still? I'm like, it's not a cartoon, it's an anime. And I get those strange looks, but when I'm there, it's just like every place I look, everywhere I went, I could sit down and talk to literally anybody there and go into a conversation about something and feel comfortable and feel confident to be able to talk about it. That's like the number one thing for me. Is like, yeah, there's a lot of cool things that happen there, but for me personally, it's always about the people. And overall, as the show itself, it wasn't the greatest for me, but for meeting the people that was there was definitely the best, if that makes sense. Like the first year I went there, I was very shy, but it was like so overwhelming about the stuff that I could see and check out that I loved it. And then the second year, it was kind of the similar same thing, but I got to meet a couple more people, and that was nice. And the show was still good. But this year, it was, for me, the biggest highlight was meeting people that I talked to on Twitter and getting to know them better and going to a couple panels with them and just feeling like I just made a lifelong friend. That's a huge thing for me. Like I don't go to Comic-Con to go sit in the line for Hall H. That one I can't wrap my head around. When I see people camping outside of Hall H, and I'm like, did you just spend that much money to camp outside? To watch a trailer that's going to be released like 5 minutes after you see it?
Right.
I mean, I understand that they do it. They're probably what would be the super fans. Like I'm a fan, but they're the super fan that they're willing to go and do that.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, you're definitely maximizing your time, especially, going all the way there for, to see a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot. Like we walked around and we checked out as much as we possibly could all 4 days, and I can still find pictures of that people are posting, and I'm like, where was that? How did I not see that? It's just crazy. Like there's not enough days, enough hours in the days to see everything there. And that amazes me.
So are you definitely going next year?
Oh yeah. If I can make it happen, I'm going. The most stressful part is getting the badges. So if I can get a badge, I will definitely go. It's on my list. Next year, there's a lot of events I would like to attend, but if I can go to San Diego Comic-Con and I luck out on the badges, yes.
Okay, so talk about this for a second, because I see you really like breaking out. You're coming out of your shell, if that makes any sense, right? Because from listening to episode 91, which you were on, and I think that's being hosted by Blog Talk Radio still. So I was listening to that and I was like, okay. And I hear you now. I mean, there's such a big difference between, I don't know, was that 2012? I mean, it was a while ago.
Yeah, that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So from then to now, there's a big change, not necessarily a personality change or a you change, if that makes any sense. But you're opening up more, So talk a little bit about that and where you see yourself engaging, and where you're going to go from there.
Gosh, that's such a deep question. I definitely feel, I think it's something that came with age, honestly. I definitely feel a lot more confident than I was then, because I think it was the first time we met, I was like 26. I think I was. I think it was actually 5 years ago. I was either 26 or 27. But I did have plans then of things I wanted to do, but I didn't have as much confidence in myself to make it happen because I was very unsure about a lot of stuff. Like I wanted to feel sure, but I wasn't. Like I felt like I want to do this and I'm going to do that, but I didn't know where to start. And I didn't have, I guess, the people or the guidance in my life at that time to really pursue those things. And of course, as you get older, you get wiser. So now at 31, I'm like, okay, I want to do something fun now. So it's more of, okay, I have this career that I have, which is my real job, and I've been there for 10 years, and I'm very confident and comfortable in it. So now I feel like I have more time and energy that I can put into the things that I love, which is video games, which is animes, which is attending conventions, and it's meeting the people that over the years I've got to grow to know online, and I feel more confident to be able to put myself out to go into those situations. Like how do I put it? It's like being comfortable in my own skin, which it took a while because I feel like as you're learning about yourself in your 20s, I feel like your entire 20s is spent just figuring out who you are and what it is that you want to do and the person that you want to become. And then I feel like your 30s is just like, okay, we figured ourselves out. Let's go make it happen. And that's where my mindset is.
Okay, sweet. So talk about some of the experiences that you have maneuvered through. I'll say that, from, let's say, 26 to 31. that makes you the person that you are today?
Ah, man. Well, a lot of it was, I feel like on a personal level wise, there's a point where shortly after you and I met for the first time and we were talking, shortly after my grandfather passed away. And we have a very Asian family here, and my dad is the only boy. He has four older sisters, so in an Asian family, all of the property was going to go to my dad, and we had this weird falling out after my grandfather passed away, and it came out all weird. And I am the oldest of my dads, so I stepped up to the plate, and I didn't think I was capable of doing it. And everything that was supposed to be my dad's responsibility, I ended up taking it up. And from that, I'm not going to say everything that it was, but from that, I realized how strong of a person that I can be. That I can take care of my grandparents, and I can, or my grandmother, not my grandparents, but my grandmother and my aunts who live in the mainland. They can't be here all the time, but they felt comfortable enough that I was capable, that, you know, my grandmother's in safe hands. The house is taken care of. I can take care of myself, and I can take care of my son, and I can still work and do all of these things. And knowing that I had the strength to do that, I was like, I feel like I can just take on anything. And that was like a huge growing point for me to realize, I'm like, okay, if I can fall to this rock bottom here, patch my family together, then literally nothing can break me right now. And it was just building off of that helped me just appreciate what I do have and what I was able to accomplish and the people that are in my life. And I think that right there is the biggest thing that's helped me. And I know it's a personal thing, and I don't think I've ever really told anybody that.
I appreciate you sharing that, because I could definitely see it. Like, even when you're streaming or you post on social media, I could definitely see a change. There's definitely a shift there. And as far as your Twitch channel is concerned, I did notice that you're part of Girl Streamers, right? You stream with them. I did see that. And also, what else did I see? I saw a couple of things. You're sponsored by Green Man Gaming, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So talk about those two, accomplishments for you.
Oh, wow. Okay. So let's start with Green Man Gaming. I think I was lucky enough to get partnered with them actually through another team that I was on. And it's not Girl Gamers. It's High Level Gaming, which is Hawaii Level Gaming. But since our abbreviation is HI, it's a play on words. And it's a group of all Hawaii-based or Hawaii-born gamers that stream. And last year, we were lucky enough that Green Man Gaming actually sponsored all of us. So it's been interesting working with them, and I'm trying to get one other project off with them. But there's a huge time difference because they're based out in London. So it's like every other day I'll get a response, and then we're working together, which I won't say what that is yet, but something hopefully in the future that's going to be happening. So that's been fun. It's been a year with them. And then just recently, last month and a half, I found Girl Streamers, which is possibly the most woman empowering group I've ever been in. And that's, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a confidence booster, but it just kind of restores my faith in women. Because I feel within the community of gamers, whether they be streamers or not, or YouTubers, I feel like there's not enough women who support each other enough. I feel it's always a competitive thing, and it turns me off. It turns me off from talking to other gaming women, because once I get to know them, I'm like, okay, you're not about helping other women out. You're just helping yourself out. And I was lucky enough to come across these women, and I don't even know how much members are in there. I know it's quite a bit, but we always talk in Discord, and they're the most supportive women I have ever met in my life. They're all about helping each other grow, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitter or Twitch. And it's never about, nitpicking at what somebody does terribly. It's about finding the good qualities or the strong attributes that this person has and telling them, like, you're awesome at this. And I absolutely, I love that. So I feel very lucky that they took me in and, hey, you're awesome. You want to stream on our channel once a week. And I get to know the community that they've built. And it's a very positive place to be. And I know that if there's a moment in the day, like I'm kind of dragging, I just go in there and I just talk to them and they're super chill. It's not like we go in there and we're just talking about nonsense. It's just like, I feel like they're a part of my life in a way, and I get to be a part of theirs, and they're all around the world. So I can go in there and there's somebody up, and it's interesting to talk to somebody that's in London, to New Zealand, Australia, and I can talk, be more positive enough about that group of ladies.
No, that's very cool. Now, for those who aren't aware, what is Discord?
Discord is a chat service that actually replaced Mumble and TeamSpeak for me. So it's a server that you can create for free, and you can add as many people as you want. You can have your chats in there, or you can use it for voice chats when you're playing games on different platforms. And it's available on everything, Apple, iPhone, it's on Mac, iPhones, Androids, and PC. It's a free app. You can go and check that out.
Very cool. Now, one of the recent things that I believe they did on the update was the ability to call. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that yesterday, and I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, we got to try that. So, Dead by Daylight. Now, I don't know anything about this game, but I know you know a lot about it because you've been spending a lot of time playing it. I
have.
So,
I have
so what's going on? What's going on with that? What's happening with that?
It wasn't even a game I was intending on buying. That's the weird part. I had a couple of people tell me about it. PC. Okay. But it's only available on PC. They have I think it's every Tuesday or Wednesday they have dev live streams, and they talk about patches and updates and what to expect. And I love that. They listen to their community and they make changes as they can, and they take input from them, and then they have this live stream to talk with other gamers to say, hey, this is what we're doing. You have any other questions for us? And I think that's pretty cool. I wish more devs did that. I mean, I understand why they don't, but I appreciate that they do. But initially, I don't think I was going to get this game. A couple days before it came out, I had a couple of people mentioning it. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that sounds cool. I don't know. And I was sitting there one day. It was the day that it actually released, and it was, I don't know, it was like 10% off. And I was sitting there looking at it. I'm like, I'll go and get it. And from that moment, I was just addicted. I have literally not played anything else since it released, and I went through this really weird withdrawal during my vacation that I would actually tune into my friend's stream and watch him play because I couldn't. And it's strange. It's I love that this game had that effect on me, for me to be like, I need to watch. I need to do something. I need to hear it. Something. Maybe it's not a good thing. It doesn't sound like a good thing.
No, I mean, there's certain games that I feel like that about now. I mean, I still play Destiny, and whether I don't play it for a while or I still think about it, So I get that. I definitely understand that.
It's been a while since I've had a game that had that kind of effect on me. I like games, and there's games I like, but it's if I don't play it for a couple of days, I'm okay. I'm like, oh, all right. Like Final Fantasy 14. I should probably go back to that. I'm really, really behind on all the content that came out. I don't even know what the new content is, and I know I'm behind on it because I haven't played it in a month and a half. But what is amazing about Dead by Daylight is that it's such a simple mechanic. There's nothing complicated about it. It's just really basic and simple. Fix generators, escape. That's it. And yet here I am with over 100 hours.
100 hours?
Yeah, over. I mean, it's not as much as some of my friends here, but considering the time that I can play, I literally only spent it on Dead by Daylight. I think what I don't know why I do it, but I think why a lot of people like to watch me play it is that I don't know if it's a nervous tick or what, but I laugh and I giggle When most people would be panicking and scared, I start laughing hysterically when I'm being chased around and having these killers hunt me down. It sends this weird, I just have to laugh uncontrollably. I don't know why. And I love it too.
Is it multiplayer? Is it a zombie thing?
No, it's multiplayer. No zombies. Okay. So basically what the game is, it's a 4v1 and there's no AI, there's no NPCs in it. It's all real players. And you have 4 survivors that have different abilities to them. They offer something different to the group. And then you have 3 different types of killers. And the 3 different types of killers is you have a trapper whose special thing is bear traps. You have a hillbilly that has a chainsaw. And then you have a wraith that can uncloak and cloak themselves. It's something different. I personally like, well, I can't play the killers, but I like when I'm against the hillbilly the most because I find that character the funniest and the scariest to run from. As a survivor, the basic thing you have to do is repair. If you want all of your friends to leave and escape, you have to repair 5 of the generators to power up the doors to escape. And if you're one of those where it's like, I'm only here for me, I don't care who else dies, as long as you have like 2 of the generators done, you can open up the trap door to escape. And that's kind of it. And as a killer, obviously, your job is just to make sure nobody escapes.
Right.
And it's such a basic game, and it's so simple, and I am addicted and hooked.
Now, do you have any other games that you're looking forward to between now and September?
Oh boy, I feel like there is. I know that starting next week, I'm going to start changing up my games, so it's not just Dead by Daylight, but I think all the games I am getting is in September and October. Let's see. I have Final Fantasy 15 and I think Gears of War 4. I feel like there's a couple more games I have pre-ordered. I can't remember what they are. But right now, at the top of my head, those are the top 2 that I'm looking forward to.
Okay. All right. So one of the things that we were talking about with the DC and the Marvel stuff, some trailers. Like what trailer caught your attention during the entire Comic-Con stuff? I know there was Wonder Woman, Defenders, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Justice League, Legends of Tomorrow, and some other stuff. Flash, Arrow. What did you really like during that whole sequence of stuff?
My favorite trailer was Wonder Woman's trailer.
Okay.
Whoever did her theme music did such a great job because when I hear her theme music come on, I just get I did get goosebumps when I heard it the first time watching Batman vs. Superman when she first came in and it had her music. I got goosebumps, and I got goosebumps again when I saw her trailer. And I can't wait. That was probably my favorite trailer that was released from San Diego ComicCon. There was a lot of good ones, but that one was definitely my favorite.
So I learned something from that trailer. Okay.
What is that?
I learned that she was made by Zeus.
Oh, yeah, she was just created. I don't have a father.
I didn't know that. I guess because I never really looked into it. You know, that's probably like a Wonder Woman 101 that everybody knows except me. So that was really cool. But the trailer was dope. I really liked that trailer. Also, the Justice League trailer. You peeped that? You saw that? Yeah,
I did. I liked the Justice League trailer. And then it's, again, going back to the criticism and hearing from the internet, like first they think a trailer is too serious, so they add some comedy to it. Now it's like it's too funny. You can't make anybody happy. I liked it. I liked that, I got to hear Ezra Miller talk as the Flash, and I'm like, all right, I buy you more as the Flash right now. I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Versus the other guy? The other Barry?
The other Barry? I still love him, but the thing is that I can't picture him being on the big screen. Like, he is a good Flash. He is. But I feel like a lot of actors that are on specifically TV shows, I feel like they never make a really good transition to being on the big screen. Like, I feel like maybe your acting skills aren't as strong as they need to be with the other cast members they're with. So, although I do like the TV Barry and that Flash, I do like Ezra Miller. At first, I didn't. At first, I will say that I didn't. I didn't buy it. I'm like, I don't like you. I don't like your stupid outfit. But after seeing the trailer, I bought into it more and I liked it.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you before I'll let you go. So what's next for you? I mean, I know you're doing a Twitch thing. I know you have, the upcoming projects that you don't want to mention to me, at all people, to me, which I'm not going to push or anything like that. So, but what I really do want to ask is if you had to tell yourself, 2 lessons that you've learned to your old self, what would those 2 lessons be? And then we'll wrap up.
Oh, man. Don't be afraid to say yes to opportunities that are presented to you. And don't let money be the contributing factor of why you deny something.
That's good. That's really good. Let's see. Now, I think, okay, so, all right, so I'll say this and then we'll go. Because we were thinking about recording and not recording for different reasons, which we're not going to just, put that out there. But you did very good for an off-the-cuff, unplanned show, right?
I hope so. I feel I did.
I think. No, because, I like the fact that it was very unpredictable. And I'm leaving all this in because, we're just talking. So I like the fact that it was very unpredictable. And I definitely appreciate you coming on. And I really, really do appreciate you being, a good friend. And what I mean by good, I mean good in every sense of the word. You've always been there for me, and in terms of supporting me, psychologically and even emotionally at times, and I really do appreciate that. I don't take that lightly, so I'm making that public to you. Definitely want to let you know that I really do appreciate your support as a friend, and that really means a lot to me. So shout outs to your social media stuff. Definitely give those out before we wrap up. So what's going on with those things?
Well, I just want to say thank you, and I'm completely humbled by that, and it's simply amazing, and of course I'm going to continue to support you. I love what you do. I feel like you're a very, very positive role model, and you've definitely been a very positive role model to me. And from day one, I think you gifted me my first mic, and I still have that mic, and I still love it and cherish it.
Wow,
and,
that was back in the day.
Yeah, my blue snowball mic, I still have that, and I still take care of it. And right now, my son is using it.
That's awesome.
And I decided to give it to him because he has a dream of making YouTube videos. Now, I won't let him use a webcam, but he wants to be able to provide commentaries, and he wants to work on having that type of voice. So I allowed him to use it because I thought of you, and I'm like, okay, somebody who believed in me gifted me this, and I believe in my son, obviously, and I wanted him to use it. So yes, you have no idea. You have a very good positive influence on my life and the decisions that I make and how I present myself to other people.
See, now we gotta give hugs now.
Now I gotta give hugs, e-hugs.
Hugs all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, now I forgot what you asked.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter. Let's just let this moment just stay for a second because it's really good. So yeah, where can we find you on your socials?
Okay.
And stuff like that?
You can find me on Twitter at MissDJM, and on Twitch also at MissDJM. I'm pretty easy. Like everywhere, if you ever want to find me, I'm like, you type in that, whatever social media it is, it's probably me.
MissDJM, my friend, I really do appreciate you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, it won't be the last for sure.
You're listening to The Show Radio. Visit our blog at theshowradio.info. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes at theshowradio.info/iTunes. theshowradio.info/iTunes.